What's up, guys, and welcome to the first ever episode of Dangerously Deep, the show where I go dangerously deep. That's not what the name means, perverts. Okay. Let's get started. I wanted to make a podcast for so long. I really hate editing, which is why I don't post on YouTube. I could film 97 videos in a day because I love to listen to myself talk. But I hate editing. So I've finally grown some balls and I'm gonna do it. Not sponsored, but it should be. I drink 87 of these a week. It's so bad for me. It's so bad for me. I don't actually know if it's bad for me. I have had no side effects. So like, honestly, like if V is my worst enemy right now, I'm doing pretty well. Like, I could be addicted to worse things, is what I'm saying. I'll get over it eventually. Anyway, this podcast is going to be all over the place because I just love to talk. This could be a depressing show about my chronic depression, or it could be silly, goofy about the time I robbed a house, which is what today's episode is. Okay, listen, what? You have to actually listen to the story before you judge me, okay? Which is what today's episode is going to be about. Today, I'm feeling silly, goofy, and I don't want to be depressed. Because depression's low-key lame. Like, I was into it for a sec, but, like, it's not my vibe anymore. So, I can't be bothered to talk about it today. But today, I'm going to tell you guys some stories, starting with the name of this podcast. This podcast is Dangerously Deep because, it's a long story. Oh, my God. So I had this family friend, and I was probably like 5 or 6 at the time, and we were all going on this camping holiday, okay? And I am the youngest child of 9 siblings. That is just a straight up lie. I am one of 10, and I have 2 younger siblings, so I'm 8 out of 10. So I've always been the youngest, but then there were 2 more. I didn't want to have to explain it, but I know one of my siblings is going to call me and be like, you're not the youngest. There you go. So my only goal in life is to have people think I'm cool and to impress people because I've been doing it my whole life. I'm joking. I'm not really... Okay, I have interests and like my own hobbies, but I really want to be cool. I'm sorry. I want my older siblings to think I'm cool. And if that's narcissistic, blame them. Okay, anyway. So we were camping and my mom was like, Dana, put on your shoes. Those rocks are sharp, because I was running over an oyster bed, right? And I was like, no. I was like, no, Mom, my feet are rock hard. I don't need shoes to run over oyster beds. Are you joking? I got this. Didn't have it. So I ran over the oyster beds, got cut up, went home crying with bloody feet. And then this family friend that I had, that the story's about, he was probably, I don't know, 13, 14. And he was like, oh, dangerous Dana running over. I'm not going to lie to you. There's a part of me that, to my soul, is a hoary, okay? I grew up in Northland in New Zealand, if you know anything about New Zealand. I grew up in Northland. She's always going to be there. Anyway, so he was like, oh, the dangerous Dana running over the oysters. My heart was broken. My heart was broken. I don't know why that really affected me. I wanted them to think I was cool, but for some reason, the connotation of him being like, the dangerous Dana, I was like, that is not cool. That is not cool. Okay. That's so not cool. Okay, I'm not dangerous. And it really affected me. And I ran home crying. And I was like, he's calling me dangerous Dana. Anyway, 3 months later, I was like, hang on. That is the coolest thing ever. I had a switch of opinion. I changed my mind. And I was like, I'm so dangerous. I was like, I don't know. I was actually probably a little bit older at this point because it kind of stuck. My family just kept calling me it. And every time I'd see that family friend or my cousin, they'd just call me it. And so it became a thing of like, this is my name now. I'm so cool. I am dangerous. Like, I don't hate it anymore. I'm unique. And so I made it my entire personality, okay? I made it my Instagram handle, my Snapchat handle, and that was my whole life. So that was my, I made it my whole personality. So with social media. So, and one thing about me is that I drive things home. I take things to a level you've never seen before, okay? Listen, I wanted to shave my hair. Oh God, okay. I shaved little story to go in the middle. I shaved my head for cancer when I was 14. And then I thought that mullets were really funny. And I thought that boys who got mullets were losers. Okay, and I was like, do you know what would be a hoot and a holler? If I got a mullet and didn't tell anyone and turned up to school with a fisherman mullet. Do you know how funny that would be? No one found it funny. No one found it funny. And I'm going on record to say that is so funny. That is so funny. Okay, I thought I was a comedian. I was like, this is so funny. No 14-year-old girl is gonna shave a mullet in her head and rock up to school for the bet. And I did. And I was like, check this one out. No, they were like, oh my God, she's so ugly. The guy, like, literally hated me. He thought I was literally, like... Okay, another story time. Sorry. The guy I liked at that time of the mullet. Well, I used to, like, I snort when I laugh sometimes. It gets really bad for, like, a couple months, and then it goes away. It's kind of like hay fever. Anyway. I was snorting in class, like, while I was laughing because we were playing a game, and this other guy from class was like, he was like, oh my God, listen to Dana snort while she laughs. Isn't that so cute? And the guy I was in love with was like, that's the ugliest thing I've ever heard. Anyway, carrying on with the original story. Made Dangerous Dana my whole life. Kept it like, the main point is I take things, when I think something is funny or cool, I take it there. So I left Dangerous Dana as my Instagram handle for, like, I'm not lying to you, 8 years. I was probably 16 years old before I was like, okay, you're in high school. Everyone else's Instagram handle is like their name __ and your name is D dangerous _ Dana. And I was like, okay, it's time. It's still my Snapchat handle because there's a part of me, okay, Dangerous Dana is always going to be there. It's my alter ego, it's my true self. And I've had to pack her away and really tone her down because she's not invited to hang out very, like, people don't really rock with her the way I rock with her, but in my soul, I'm Dangerous Dana. And so I had to pay homage to my OG girl and make this title Dangerously Deep. Oh my God, you see what I did there? So good, so good. Okay, let's get into the actual story times of this video. I'm gonna be real with you. The title's kind of clickbait, but like not fully clickbait. I did break both my ankles and I did rob a house, but not in the same day. It happened like 12 years apart. No, 10 years apart. So just keep that in mind. Okay, story number 1. Let's go in chronological order. So I robbed a house and I was 9 years old. Okay, and oh my God. Okay, so I had my bestie boo. Now this is a very sensitive topic for, like, the people involved, except for me. I was just there, right? So, my bad. Sensitive topic, guys. Don't laugh. Anyway, so, I'm not gonna say any names or anything, and if you find out who it is, I will kill you and delete my video and have a panic attack and think about it for the next 15 years. So please, just listen to the story and be a normal person. Anyway, so yeah, I was like 9 and I had this bestie boo, my day one. We seriously spent every day together. And I was at her house one day and she was like, I need to go get a few things from my dad's house and take them to my mom's house. And I was like, been there, divorced parents, we do it every week. Don't even worry, sweetheart, let's go. I am coached on what to do here. I got this one in the bag, literally. God, that was a stupid joke. Anyway, so what was I doing? Yeah, so we were going to her dad's house and she was like, we were on the way, right? Her mum's driving us and I'm thinking this is normal as ever, right? Because I do this every week. So I'm like, period, let's go to her dad's house, get a couple things. Hopefully he's got some food, and let's go back to her mom's and play on the trampoline. I'm 9. She's like, oh, by the way, we got to sneak through my window and not make any noise because he's home and we can't let him know we're there. I was like, oh, I can be a spy. Got it. I thought nothing of it, okay? And I'm going to be real, didn't think anything of it for probably 5 years. And then I thought about it one day and I was like, okay. So anyway, she was like, we got to go through the window and not make any noise. And I was like, of course we do. What else? Duh. So we sneak through this window, not making any noise. Her father is there. I can hear the TV. Like, how he didn't hear us, like, I must be good at this. Maybe I miss my calling. Started young, so, you know, really got the experience on me. So, yeah, we robbed her house, and then, well, robbed is crazy, it's her stuff, but it's like, what parent is taking a random child who's here for a sleepover to go secretly break into a house, trespass, grab stuff, and leave? Like, it wasn't my stuff. I probably would have got, I was 9. If I was of age to be prosecuted, I would have been in trouble because it wasn't my stuff. And it wasn't my house or my dad's house. I was just there. Like, yeah. So that was an interesting one. Thought nothing of it. So we got the stuff. We got in the car. Perfect getaway. The mum was the getaway car. And she was brilliant. And we were brilliant. And we got away. We took our stuff home. I think we had toasties for lunch, and then we played on the tramp, and then we actually went and played in the gutter. Like, we found huge, I don't know if they were sewer pipes, I'm making that up, but huge pipes, like concrete pipes, and we played in them, and I was having a grand old time. I really was. So honestly, fond memory. Also, guys, I talk fast. I think you might have gathered that. And if you don't like it, I can't help it, okay? It's who I am. I'm just so excited to get things out. I love talking. Sometimes I actually talk to myself so much that I wish I would shut up sometimes. Like, I will be in bed telling myself stories that I've already heard. In fact, I lived it, okay? I was there. And I'll tell myself the story. I'll be like, remember that one time? And then we did this, and then we did that. We is crazy. Oh my God. I am literally outing myself as mentally ill. God, we'll get there. That's another episode. Anyway, story time number 2, when I broke both my ankles. Okay, I broke both my ankles on the same day. At the same moment, right? Okay. So, I want to say 18, 19, okay? I was living on my own, moved back home now. I was living in the city on my own. I wasn't on my own at all. I was with my best friend and my boyfriend, but I was living in the city. I was living it up, and I was out. In New Zealand, it's legal to drink at 18 and club, and let me tell you, we do it. And we send it there. We take it home with the clubbing at 18, at 14, in fact. New Zealand drinking culture is frightening. Anyway, so it was an average Saturday night. We were at the clubs. Of course. I've since retired. I realized that, like, hot take, I hate fucking clubbing. I fucking hate clubbing. I'm so bored. I also don't like, that's exercise. Like, walking that, oh God, no. You're jumping up and down, like, oh my God, boring. I want to play pool. I want to smoke. No. Who said that? Okay, listen, maybe I'm just, everyone has their thing. But I did my stint of clubbing. I don't go very often anymore, except when I get FOMO, because every time my friends are out, I have to go. So actually, if I'm around in the city, I will be going out. It's a problem, and I'm working on it. Every time I get home from clubbing, I'm like, I hated that. That was no fun. And then I'll go out the next night because my friends are, and I just want to see what happens. What if I'm missing the best time ever? Like, what if this is the one time it's so fun and I'm not there? Like, I can't risk that. So we'll figure it out. So this is one of those nights. I'm clubbing. I'm out. And I'm with my friend. Let's call him Frank, okay? And Frank, I love Frank. Frank is my best friend. And by my best friend, I mean he's actually my boyfriend's best friend. But the thing about my boyfriend, I love to make friends. Okay, I think everyone is my best friend. And then they wouldn't say the same. And, like, they would just be like, oh my God, they would just be like, that's our friend's girlfriend. But I think we're all best friends. And I mean that. Like, I think that we're all best friends now. Because I just, like, I'm your best friend by, like, default. Like, I'm your best friend-in-law. So yeah, I claim all his friends. And anyway, so I was out, and let's call my best friend Frank. And Frank is on one. Frank got a little too lost in the sauce, okay? And he was on one, and he was running. And one thing about me, I don't like to run. I have hip dysplasia. Again, story for another day. It's kind of a boring one. Probably won't tell it. But I have a hip disability. Kind of a boring story. It affects me every day. Like, I cannot run. Anyway, so can't run, and he was running through town. Like, not in the club. No. He was running the streets. He was roaming the streets. And not just the street. He was going into buildings. Like, I mean, going into lobbies of hotels, jumping fences, going onto balconies. I'm like, you cannot be acting like this. You are gonna get us arrested. Stop. Like, you're freaking me out. Like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't even like clubbing, and I was trying to be out, and you're making it really hard. So I'm yelling at this man. I'm like, stop fucking running. He jumps another fence. This time it's like a construction fence. Like, bro's going to climb some, what are they called? They're in Minecraft. Scaffolding. Bro's gonna go climb some scaffolding, okay? And he jumps a construction fence to go climb scaffolding, and I'm like, you've got to be. And one thing about me, I'm a rule follower. Well, to a degree. I will break rules when I know, okay, I shouldn't say that. No. I don't want to be arrested. Okay, I don't want to be arrested. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to ruin my life. So I'm a little bit stressed in these situations, okay? And I'm like, can you fucking stop it? I'm freaking out. And he jumps this fence of the construction. And then finally security comes over and helps me after I've been chasing this man for an hour. And he's like, bro, you can't jump the fence. Bro, you can't jump the fence, right? So he jumps back over the fence to where I am and when the security guard is. And his shoe fell off on the other side of the fence. And I haven't got this man to stand still in an hour. Okay. So I'm like, I'll go get the shoe. I jump over the fence and both my ankles break underneath me. But obviously I'm drunk, so I don't really notice. So maybe they weren't broken at that point, but they sure did. They ended up breaking. So then I jump back over the fence. I'm like, ow, my ankles motherfucking hurt. And I sit there, sob. And I'm like, if you run, I will never speak to you again. My ankles hurt. My hips hurt. Just fucking, like, he was, like, I don't even know why he was running. He was like, oh, my life is so hard. He was like having a moment when you're drunk and you think that, like, you know, when once a year you have that annoying drunk where you ruin everyone's night. It was his one a year. And listen, he only gets one a year. If he does it to me, he gets one in his life. If he does this to me again, I'm never. So I'm like, if you run again, I will never speak to you again. My ankle's fucking hurt. And so then I didn't go home. Okay. So I got him to calm down, and he was like, okay, yeah, let's tone it down. And I'm like, thank fucking God. You would think at this point it would be home time. No. One thing about me, I'ma be there. And if people are partying, but I said, I'm good. Oh, party on, soldier. And I kept partying, and I went to clubs after clubs. And although I had to be carried between clubs, because I was like, my ankles are really sore, but like, I'm already out, you know, like, I'll deal with that in the morning. Got home, ankles swollen balloon bad. It looked like just one of my ankles. But I could feel they were sore in different places. This one was swollen all here, and it was really sore there. And so that one I could see looked broken because it was so swollen. The other one didn't look broken, but it was sore in a different place. It was sore here. And I was like, ugh. So yeah, then I went to the hospital and they were like, you have fractured both your feet. And I was like, perfect. Cool. Now, little tidbit I forgot to add in. This was O week at university. If you don't know what O week is, it is the first week of university. The clubs are open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You go every night, and then uni starts on Monday. I started uni in 3 days with 2 broken ankles. For the first time ever. It was my first year in uni. So I turned up to university for the first time ever with 2 moon boots and crutches. Oh, okay, now that I've like now that I've like laid the seed of the fact that I shaved my head, let me speak a little bit about that. I feel like this could be wow, I speak fast. This could be a multiple part thing, I feel, because it was a 3-year journey to get my hair to grow back. And I've since cut it and shit, but like to grow back to here was like 3 years. To a normal or a style I liked. So yeah, a lot of shit happened, but like, let me tell you why I shaved my head, because I say it was for cancer, and it was, but that wasn't the original reason. I'm autistic. Surprise! Did you get it? Did you pick it up? Did you see it? Throughout the last 20 minutes that I've spoken like a fucking imbecile. Not that autistic people are imbeciles, just me. Don't worry. So yeah, I'm autistic, and so I like to say I'm quirky, right? You know, positive affirmations. I'm just quirky, right? Like that, yeah. So the first seed that was planted in my brain, I was on the snowfields with my dad. I think I was 10 years old. And it was like, my hair was all wet and it was in my helmet, but it was like sliding down. I don't know how it was working, and it was really annoying me. And I look at my dad and I'm like, I want to shave my head. And he's like, shut the fuck up. Like, your 10-year-old daughter's like, I want to shave my head. He's like, cool. No, you don't. No, you don't. And I'm like, yeah, the fuck I do. So then I didn't drop it, of course, because I dropped nothing ever. I'm so annoying. If I come up with an idea in my head, like, I'm gonna get it done or die trying. So then maybe 2 years later, I was riding my bike. Same situation, except I'm on a bike. Helmet. Hair's blowing in my face. Can't see. I'm furious at this point. The sweat, my hair's touching. I'm autistic, okay? My hair, even right now, if I could... It was the best 3 years of my autistic life, because hair wasn't touching the back of my neck. It was like this at all times. But do you see why I couldn't keep it? Because I just don't really have... I feel like my hair is all I got going for me. Like, it's not giving the same energy. So we're keeping the hair. But I had to give it a go. So then, yeah, a couple years later, I was riding my bike, getting my face. I was like, Mom, I want to shave my head. She was like, you're not doing that. No. She said no. And I was like... But one thing about me is, again, I always get my way, and I will always do something. And I'll figure out a way to convince everyone around me. And this, honestly, sounds really bad, but I still did it for a good reason, and I still cared, okay? Because I was like, if I say I want to shave my head for cancer, they can't say no. because they would be bad people. So I guilt tripped my parents into letting me shave my head. But listen, I was still, once I said that in my head, then I really did care, and I raised $3,000 for cancer. So I did it good. And then I had never dyed my hair. I was 14, never dyed my hair. So I also donated my hair to be a wig. I now could not, because it's fried off and like should be this long, but it's all broken to hair. So like, not my journey anymore. But I did donate it all. So someone out there, you lucky bitch. Crazy thought. What if they commit a crime? What if they rob a bank and it's my hair and they get my DNA and arrest me? Has anyone ever thought about that? I'm gonna be pissed if I get arrested. Seriously, after doing a good deed, oh my lord, I would be pissed. Oh my god. But if I did a crime, I could just be like, oh, one time I donated my hair for cancer. Must have been that. That's probably, I won't commit crimes. Don't worry, don't stress. I won't commit crimes. I was just pranking. But yeah, so shaved my head for cancer, and then, oh my god, because I just can't embarrass myself enough, and I just love to do it. Like, shaving my head wasn't enough, and getting bullied for 4 years wasn't enough. I decided I wanted to really, I wanted to take the fundraising there because I wanted to raise the most amount of money. So I wanted it to be put in my school newspaper, but my school like wasn't really rocking with it. I don't know why. Also, by the way, I didn't do it with my, like, you know how they'll have drives that come to the school and it's like, everyone get together, we'll shave our head for cancer. No, I did it on my own, by myself. I was the only one. It wasn't like I had people to go through the pain. No. It was, just me. Because I'm a fucking freak. And anyway, so very freaky girl, the kind you don't think that sounds so good. I'll probably get copyrighted, so I gotta stop. Anyway, what was I saying? Because I can't embarrass myself enough, I decided to put it in the school newspaper, but they weren't very keen on the idea. And so it wasn't until like I had already shaved my head that my mum was like, hey, your school has to help you fundraise because like this is a big deal. She emails the school and was like, guys, my daughter just shaved her hair for cancer, like why aren't you supporting her and like trying to like, they put it in my school newspaper. Big photo of me bald. I'll find the photo. And get this, and it gets worse, and I know you don't think it can get worse, but it does. And like I got interviewed for what I wanted to say. I'm embarrassed. I got interviewed for what I wanted to say in the blurb of me advertising because I was shaving my hair for cancer. The first line of this newspaper article that was up for 5 years on the internet for people to search, it's not up anymore, so don't look. And the first line of this newspaper article was, the first time I thought of shaving my hair was when it got in my face while I was riding my bike. You don't say that, Dana, even if that's the truth. When people, oh my god, you dumb fucking bitch, no one's donating to you. That was, and I mean, I moved schools. Okay, I moved schools and people still found that newspaper article and was like, you shaved your head because your hair got in your face while you were riding your bike. So it's not even for cancer. Ow! Motherfucker. Okay, people are watching me. I gotta go. I'm embarrassed. And my window's down so they can also hear me saying this. So I'm gonna go. But first, I'm gonna take the thumbnail. That's the one. Okay, goodbye. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the first ever episode of Deeply... Don't even know my own fucking podcast name. Thank you all so much for tuning in for the first ever episode of Dangerously Deep. I had so much fun chatting with you, and I cannot wait to chat some more because I love talking. I'm gonna keep chatting to myself, just not on camera because I'm a narcissist. So I love you all. Goodbye.